Today I'm having a go at making a carnivore pizza and I'm actually winging it. So if this video makes it to YouTube, then it means that my carnivore pizza base turned out. If not, nobody will ever see it.
That was just a photo, wasn't it? Should have been a video.
It is.
What does it come out? Oh, that was funny.
So hi, my name is Sue. If you've not visited my channel before, I've been eating a carnivore diet now for 2 years. As I said, today I am going to have a go at making a carnivore pizza base. Now, I have tried a pizza prior ages ago that was made from, the base was made from chicken mince, and it was okay, but it was expensive and wasn't really to my taste, I guess. So I haven't bothered since then, but I've been seeing people making different types of bases, out of eggs and various dairy products and pork rind crumbs and things like that. So I thought, maybe I might have a go at something. So I bought some pepperoni salami at the markets this morning, and I've got a few other bits and pieces in the fridge that I can use as a topping. So my challenge today is to make the base. Now, I've been looking at different people and what they're using. Now, here in New Zealand, we don't actually get pork panko or pork rind crumbs. So I'm actually going to have a go at making some myself. The other problem that we have here in New Zealand is that we don't really have much in the way of pork rind products ready to eat here. And so I could have gone and bought some pork rind, pork skin in the supermarket if I could find it. Trying to find that is actually quite difficult these days as well. But I do have some pork rind snacks here in the pantry. Now, the pork rinds, the only ones here in New Zealand that are any good that I have found are these snacks. Now, there are about 3 different flavours. So this is one here is just pork rind and salt. That's it. It's not cooked in any oil or anything like that. It's just pork rind and salt. They do have a couple of other flavours which very disappointingly have flavour enhancers and stuff like that. And they're the ones you see most commonly in the supermarket because obviously they're the most popular. Trying to find this one that's just the pork and salt is actually really quite difficult, but I do know where I can get it fairly reliably. And so I usually keep some in the pantry just in case I want to use them. So I'm going to have a go at blending these up and see if I can make like a pork rind panko with these. The only other option here in New Zealand, which isn't really an option for me anymore, are these things. And I didn't actually realise I still had some of these in the pantry. It's an open packet from ages ago. This is what are they called? Mr. Hamfreys. They're made in Australia, but they're cooked in sunflower oil. And so I was buying them and eating them occasionally, like if we were, had visitors or if we were going somewhere where people were going to be snacking, I would take them, but it was very occasional. I only have a few. And when I learned that it takes like the half-life of these seed oils to get out of your body is 2 years, I went, no more of those for me. So that half pack has been sitting in the pantry for ages, so I'm actually going to throw it in the bin because I didn't realise it was there. So I'm going to have a go at blending up these Snicks ones, which are quite hard. They're like hard, like when you do your own pork crackling in the oven. So I'm gonna see how this actually goes. Luckily I have a Thermomix, which is pretty powerful, so we will see what happens. So I'm just going to pop them into my Thermomix. I guess maybe I've got a little bit of a packet here too that and some leftover ones in a plastic bag, so I'm just going to pop them in as well. They're not very big packets. They're only 50 grams, so there's not a whole lot in those. Enough if you're just having a snack, like more than enough because I only ever eat a few. But that's what I've got in here. So I'm going to have a go at blending those up and see if I can make something that resembles pork panko with this. Okay, so we'll see what this looks like. Okay, I think that will work. It's a similar consistency to maybe to a coarsish almond meal. But it's quite damp, I guess, because of the fat that's on the pork rinds. But I think that'll work quite well probably in the pizza base because it is kind of a little bit damp and a little bit fatty, but it's ground up pretty well. I had to blitz it twice, like push down the sides and blitz it again because it was damp and it kind of stuck up the sides. But I'm picking that you could probably just do that even with a Ninja blender, you know, the Ninja bullets or something like that. I'm thinking that would probably work okay. Now to that I'm also going to add some cream cheese. So I've got some Philadelphia cream cheese here, which is made in Australia. This cream cheese doesn't have any additives. And I'm also going to add some cottage cheese. Now, I went to buy cottage cheese this morning, and we have two brands that are readily available here in the supermarket. We occasionally get an organic quark, which is made up in about 40 minutes away from here, but very rarely see it now. I think I'd probably have to go there to the actual cheese factory to get it. So I went into the supermarket to have a look at the cottage cheese, and then I was reminded why I never buy the stuff, because it has so many additives. Both brands, I mean, one of them's got sugar in it, they've got thickeners and preservatives and all sorts of garbage. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to buy some organic milk, and I'm going to make my own cottage cheese. It takes 5 minutes. So I came home with my cottage cheese, brought it to the boil, added some vinegar, and voila, I have cottage cheese. And it actually tastes better, and it's got nothing in it except for milk and a bit of vinegar. There probably remains of the vinegar, and that's it. So I have made that, and I'm going to be adding that to my pizza base as well, as some eggs. All right, so I'm going to pop in half a block. So this is a 250 gram block. So I'm going to add in 125 grams of cream cheese. So that's about half of the block, and I'm going to put this all into my blender, and I'm going to blend it up and with the pork rinds as well. So the pork rinds worked out to be a half a cup. So I have those here, and I've measured those out to see how much it ended up being. So that was, if you're in New Zealand and you're using Snick's pork rinds, the 50 gram packet, it was probably about 1.5 packets all up to get a half a cup of the pork rinds. So I'm just going to pop those in there. And then the cottage cheese, I'm picking that'll be about a half a cup as well, because I haven't actually measured it. Well, it might be about 3/4. What I used was, it's probably loose and all crumbled up like that. It's probably between 3/4 of a cup and a cup of cottage cheese. Now, what I used to make this, I used 750 mils, so 3 cups of milk, and I used 3 tablespoons of vinegar. And I will pop the video up here showing how I actually made that as well. I just put 750 ml bottle of organic whole milk into a pot, brought it to the boil, and then I added 3 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar. And the milk, what you'll find is that it'll separate into curds and whey, and then once that happens, you can just pour it into a cheesecloth lined colander so that the whey strains off of it, and voila, you have your cottage cheese to make your pizza base. It's as easy as that. So I'm going to pop this in with the other ingredients. So the cottage cheese, the homemade one, it's not as creamy. I mean, you could add cream to it. It's quite kind of dryish, but for making something like this, it's probably quite good. It's got a very slight vinegar taste. And I've got left over from that, of course, I've got the whey in the fridge, which has got the apple cider vinegar in it, which actually tastes quite nice, but I'm not sure what to do with it. I might end up putting it in the freezer until I come up with some kind of inspiration. Making cottage cheese, traditionally it was fermented, but using the vinegar method is a really quick way of achieving the similar thing, but it's not going to be the same as having it fermented, I guess. So now I'm just going to put in maybe 3 eggs. Oh, perfect. I've got 3 eggs left in this carton. So I'm going to put 3 eggs in there. And then I'm going to blend it all up and see what it looks like and see if it looks like it's going to work. So the only thing that's got some salt in here is the pork rinds have got salt on them, so that'll add a little bit of seasoning to this base, I guess. Otherwise, I would possibly add a little bit of salt to it, but yeah, I'm not really sure that I would, because there's plenty of flavour in the toppings usually. So I'm just going to go and blitz that up and see how that actually comes out. So that's quite thick and quite well blended, but I'm actually going to push it all down and blend it for a little bit longer, just to make sure that it's all really well combined. It smells all right though. Okay, that's actually quite a smooth texture now. It's quite thick. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that onto parchment paper on a baking tray, and I'm going to bake it in the oven. So I actually have a pizza tray, which I had forgotten that I had. Right, so that's it. It took a little bit of spreading out. I had to use the spatula and the back of a spoon to get it to spread out, but it looks like it's spread out, so I'm going to pop it in the oven at 180 degrees. I'm picking for about 15 minutes, but I'll let you know once it's baked. So I just took it out of the oven, and it looks all right. Here it is here. As you can see, it's kind of got a big air bubble there, and it looks like it's probably quite a good texture. Feels like it's a good texture. It feels kind of doughy. So we'll find out later on when it's time to put some toppings on it and then eat it. And as I said, if it's good, then I'll be posting this video, and if it's not, then the video will be going in the trash. So my pizza base turned out really well. It actually surprised me how well it turned out. So much better than the chicken mince base that I did the first time I did a Carnivore pizza. And so this is a recipe that I will be keeping and that I'll be making again. And so yeah, if you try it, please do let me know what you think, because it comes out sort of like it's kind of puffy and soft, like a more traditional pizza base, but probably more along the lines of maybe some of the better gluten-free ones that I've had, perhaps. It was thicker. It was probably about so thick, and the toppings that we put on it, you can put whatever you want on your pizza. But we had I just put a little sprinkle of kimchi on there, and some chopped up jalapenos, and then we had some bacon and some nice venison pepperoni salami, and some leftover roast beef, and then soft white goat cheese, some lumps of soft white goat cheese, and a mixture of normal cheddar and mozzarella cheese grated over the top. And it was delicious. My husband really enjoyed it as well. So that's the first time we've had pizza for I don't know how long. So in the last 2 years, it's the second time. So, because I wasn't overly fussed with the whole chicken mince base, and I've been kind of watching what people do and kind of getting some ideas, thinking about trying different ones. And then yesterday I just got myself confused looking at everybody's, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wing it, and I'm just going to throw something together with some of the ingredients that I've seen people using, and it worked. So yeah, so as I said, let me know if you try it, and I'll be interested to know what you think. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and share with anyone that you think might be interested. I thank you very much for watching me make my pizza, and I will talk to you again another day. Bye for now.